this opportunity and just share a little bit of a retrospective over what we realized is the past 25 years of our friendship. Okay, so picture this. It's 1988. Ariane Gold is ready for her first day at Forest Hill Collegiate. She's wearing her Roots leather vest, desert boots, hair up in a jaw clip, and Silver City pink lip gloss. She's a Jewish day school dropout with attitude, naive but anxious to enter the new complex social world of overprivileged, pot-smoking, class-cutting teens.
What?
Pot!
Say wasn't that? Who will soon enough be charmed by her spunk. I usher her over to where the cool kids keep their lockers, and a friendship is born. Neither freak nor geek, this one keeps her own counsel in the art room over lunch times, furtively painting her first Navajo come Ralph Lauren style artwork, foreshadowing her future career. She summers at Camp Walden until she's inexplicably canned. Why were you canned? She crushes on pretty boys driving Eagle Talons until one day an older pot-smoking, mullet-donning, yet highly endearing badass named Todd sets his eyes on her and elevates her to rock star status. He's charmed by her innocence and she by his cool worldly ways. As we ring in the 90s, smoking and partying, Ariane maintains her naivete and strong sense of self. Lucky for us, we always have a designated driver to chaperone us to the Morrissey on Mondays, the Governor on Tuesdays, and the Madison on Thursdays. Outside of these excursions, she spends much of her free time working on her first entrepreneurial enterprise, painted images, designing picture frames, mirrors, and planters, which she sells at the one-of-a-kind craft show, inspired by Martha Stewart. She moves to London, Ontario to dabble in liberal arts at Western, as the rest of us move our different ways. During the summers, we reunite for poolside barbecues at Wendy and Irv's, and camping trips in Algonquin. In case you didn't know, despite being a woman of class and style, Ariane loves to get dirty. And not just with dirty boys. She relishes escapes to nature where she'll happily don a canoe on her head and wear the same clothes for days on end. Her noteworthy contributions are dishwashing al fresco and toasting s'mores on an open fire.
At the other extreme, she's equally okay, or more at home, holidaying and shopping Le Marais, which she discovered for her first time on her summer tour of Europe and study abroad in Siena. I knew Ariane and I shared a true appreciation of the simple things in life as we savored perfect peaches overlooking the blue waters of Capri. And alas, it's her passion for fashion that calls her. A testament to her ambition, Ariane applies to FIT to become a fashion designer without any sort of backup plan. She immerses herself in her portfolio, and our little one is off to New York City. Finding a Pat in Chelsea to call home and a willing roomie in Hannah's Land, the little one embarked on her formative studies at FIT. It wasn't long before a social network developed, and the little one was well on her way to success in her studies. Content and excited, and with a growing love and connection to New York City. During this time, aka the Matt and Jamie period, Ariane progressed her studies, and with hard work and her exceptional artistic talent and flair for design and detail, she landed her first gig at Isaac Mizrahi. From Isaac, she moved on to Jill Stewart and Say, and then Catherine Malandrino, followed ultimately by finding her way to a job at Ralph Lauren. All the while learning her trade, developing her style, and forming meaningful friendships with colleagues like Jody, Lee, Pamela, Maria, and many others. She made her way from Chelsea to the Upper West Side. She was moving on up, scoring a sweet bachelorette pad at the Park Royale. Park Royale. As I was lucky to be living in New York at the same time, and mostly remember us ensconced in her apartment for days at a time, nushing on babka, baking and crafting to our heart's content. Her generosity was strongly evidenced by the fact that I began to accrue an all-cashmere sample-sized wardrobe of workplace cast-offs. While her career was thriving and friendships were bountiful, it wasn't long before a Camp Walden alumni entered the scene, swept her off her feet, culminating in a magical proposal at Woman Arena and a fairy tale wedding in Toronto. Ariane and Brian were soon joined at the Park Royale by Michelle and Rob.
Royale!
And the Schwesters spent a blissful period as a tight quartet with Jakey and Desmond to boot.
Soon after, a beautiful family was born. Two handsome, funny, and quirky boys, just like their mama, entered the scene, and Ariane took parenting and work in stride. Always composed, not one for baby talk, and blindly accepted fervorization as a rite of passage. Noah and Robbie would be strong sleepers, and the lunch lead would have nothing on her. She was back to work at 3 months, and while the demands of motherhood called, she responded and upped the ante with her promotion at Ralph, the launching of Butch and Harold, her posting on the Parent Teachers Association, dynamo demands that only a dynamo like the little one can meet and exceed. The solace and pleasure of the beach club, her favorite place to spend summer weekends with her little monkeys, gives her brief respite from her busy life. As would our annual girls' weekends together, from New York City to Muskoka to Paris, a respite from our hectic daily lives as career-driven mums, which we all relish to no end. These times together are always fun-filled adventures, often generated by Ariane as a driving force, always laughing together until our cheeks hurt, with the little one's laughter the loudest, of course. Even reflecting on her today, she has embraced the life of the divorcee without missing a beat, as Andy calls her, and she is the gay divorcee. She is definitely not one for a picnic party. She is a tough cookie who has definitely rolled with the punches over these last few years to arise a better, younger looking, and smarter than ever woman. Ours, you are a little one. Ours, Mariella, we adore you, admire you, and cherish our friendship with you. Even if you don't share your food at restaurants, or send those Martha Stewart-esque birthday cards anymore, we are so happy to be here to celebrate your 40th with you.